this video, I'll be attempting to add a throttle function to a pedal assist only e-bike made by Hyper. This 36-volt bike has 3 modes of pedal assist, but my hope is that by installing a throttle, the bike will be much more fun to ride. Let's begin. First, start by removing the battery. Next, remove the 6 screws that hold in the top housing and the locking mechanism. Then, remove the 4 screws that hold in the bottom housing. The screws are varying sizes, so remember which ones go where. Next, use a pair of needle nose pliers to gently pry out the plastic housing, revealing the controller. Before removing the controller, disconnect the motor cable. Once disconnected, slide the cable into the tubing while simultaneously pulling the controller out from the top. This will give you enough slack to work with. Undo all the connections. Though the wires will be reused, the connectors themselves will not be compatible with the new controller. Now that everything's disconnected, you need to cut the motor controller wire, and with that you can separate the old controller from the bike. Inside the black casing are the wires for the motor and hall sensors. 3 thick wires are for the motor, blue, green, and yellow, and 5 thinner wires for the hall sensor. Next, remove the screws that hold the metal housing in place. Be careful not to drop the screws as they may end up in the frame. Once this piece is removed, you'll have access to the wiring for the brakes and the pedal assist display. After removing the pedal assist display, you'll need to thread the wires one by one through the frame. This can be done by prying open the rubber grommet near the charging port. Once the wires are out, you can put the pedal assist display aside. Next, you're going to want to remove the left handlebar grip. If it doesn't come off easy, try using a little WD-40. This will give you access to the brake, so you can unscrew it and remove it from the bike. Now, lay out the new controller and all its parts. It's important to buy a controller that matches the same specifications as the one you're removing. The new controller comes with a new pedal assist sensor, a throttle, and a digital display. Use the Allen key to put the new display and throttle roughly in place. Then feed the wires from the new throttle and display back through the tube. Start with the largest plug, that way you'll have plenty of room to fit the smaller plugs through at the end. Once all those wires have been fed back into the tube, you can put them aside. Next up, we're going to test the Hall and phase lines. The Hall and phase lines are all bundled into the one black wire on the blue bike, so they will need to be stripped to expose the wires. The Hall and phase wires on the new controller will also need to be cut and stripped, as the connectors will not match. After stripping the wires, use the splice connectors to temporarily connect each matching color. Now you're ready to do a test. Connect the display and throttle to the controller. Place the battery lightly in the frame and connect the battery terminals that are hanging loose from the frame. Now that we know it works, we can disconnect all the splice connectors and feed the motor wire up into the frame to give us more space to work. It's time to solder all the wires now. For phase and hall, it's simply a matter of matching the colors together. If the motor didn't work for you during the test phase, try different combinations of the phase lines until you find the one that works. The brake lines on the blue bike are blue and red. This corresponds to the black and yellow wires on the new controller. It's a bit confusing, but the blue and red wires on the new controller are for front and rear lamps, which the Hyperbike does not have. These can be ignored. I did not install the new pedal assist sensor that came with the new controller, thinking it would work by patching it into the old one. Once you've finished soldering all the wires and using the heat shrink to ensure a good connection, it's time to put the bike back together. It's essentially reversing the process from the beginning, but with a few things to consider. First, there are now more wires to hide in the frame, so try to space them out so the metal cover will close properly. One thing to note is that the new hall sensor has a white wire which is not used on this particular bike. This is a speed sensor for the display, but our blue bike originally didn't have that capability. This wire can be ignored. I used a glue gun to place an AirTag inside the frame of the bike in case I ever lost it, hence the stringy bits on the screen. Also, to reinstall the locking mechanism, it really helps to hold the lock in place using the key once inserted back in the frame. This allows positioning the screws a whole lot easier. Once it's all back together, it's time to take the bike for a test ride. There were a few problems I encountered after installing the throttle. I no longer had access to the pedal assist function. I think I may have to go back and install the sensor that came with the new parts to get it functional again. That being said, the throttle works great. This bike goes to a maximum speed of 26 kilometers an hour, and I don't know if this is limited by the controller. Also, the display only shows the speed while the throttle is being held down. I believe this is what the white wire would have fixed had my bike come with one. There are also many settings to be adjusted through the display to suit your bike, but I won't delve into those features here. I'm just happy to say that the throttle is functioning, and that was the main goal of this video. Thanks for watching.